When we think about comedy, we often imagine something light and easy to watch. But for many filmmakers, especially Asian American filmmakers, comedy is deeper. It is a tool to express cultural tension, family conflict, and generational trauma, all without overwhelming the audience. Through films like Bitter Melon, Minari, and The Joy Luck Club, it becomes clear that comedy in film often masks messaging about Asian American trauma and cultural norms. Asian American filmmakers use comedy layered on top of heavy themes in order to deliver them in a more digestible way. Starting with Bitter Melon, directed by H.P. Mendoza. On the surface, it's a dark comedy about a Filipino-American family reunion for the holidays. Quote, "The film is a tragic comedy that follows the family's attempts to right their wrongs, resulting in the discovery of unsavory truths. What starts as a dark, wacky revenge comedy turns into an exercise in empathy and an exploration of the cycle of violence. However, underneath that comedy is a deeper messaging about Asian American family culture, abuse, and inherited trauma. One shot in particular shows protagonist Declan hitting his abusive brother with a nunchuck. To most viewers, this is comedic. It is framed with a plain background that's also blurry, to show the audience how ridiculous it is. It doesn't seem realistic. However, with another moment of thought, we realize that this is showing how Asian Americans experience abuse from their family and learn to abuse others themselves. Declan is responding to abuse with even more abuse. The comedic aspect of this highlights the ridiculous nature of the cycle, encouraging viewers who might be even experiencing themselves to break it. Minari, directed by Lee Isaac Chung, is less overtly comedic, but uses gentle humor to reveal cultural friction and the immigrant experience. Quote, "The Yi family settles into their new home, and Jacob works to get his dream farm up and running. They decide to bring Sunja from Korea to support the family and care for the children. The most memorable part, personally, is when the son convinces his grandmother that Mountain Dew is a health drink, and then makes her drink his own urine. This moment, although comedic, shows how Asian American immigrants are often disadvantaged in America and can be easily taken advantage of. This relates heavily to the film's heavier theme, the difficulty of succeeding as an Asian American immigrant, while making it also funny and therefore easier to watch. Lastly, in The Joy Luck Club, comedy is subtle but essential. It appears in lightly humorous mother-daughter interactions, cultural misunderstandings, and the playful banter among the four older women. Quote, film director Wang interweaves this unfolding story with flashbacks into the life-shaping events of three women during their years in China and in San Francisco. At one point in the film, one of the characters, Waverly, runs away from her mother after an argument, only to come back hours later at dinner.
This girl not have concerning for us, we not concerning this girl.
This is humorous to American audiences. The music and shaky camera seem silly and fun. However, in the story, this should be a sad moment. The daughter has been put down so much that she runs away in a crowded city for hours. Thus, the film is showing that trauma, while still using humor to make it enjoyable. Across all three films, comedy isn't just for fun, it's a strategy. A way to talk about trauma without being too sad. A way to reflect the difficulty of being Asian American. A way to represent pain, but make it digestible. Overall, Asian American filmmakers often use comedy to frame or soften themes of trauma and cultural tension, making these topics more accessible to audiences without omitting them altogether. Thank you for watching.